Hi, this is Hari Krishna. I have cleared RBI Grade B 2018. To know my experience about this beautiful journey, please watch this video.
Hello everyone and welcome to EduTap. So we are back with the interview with topper series for RBI Grade B 2018, the results of which have been announced recently. So today we have with us Mr. Hari Krishna Kotha. He has cleared RBI Grade B in his very first attempt. Right, so he's a working candidate. He cleared RBI Grade B in his first attempt, and he's not from UPSC background at all. So many of the aspirants, they feel that only UPSC aspirants can clear the RBI Grade B examination. So you have a live example in front of you who is not from UPSC background at all, and he has also been working, and he has still managed to clear RBI Grade B 2018 examination. Congratulations, first of all, for clearing the exam.
Thank you.
Let me give a background about him. He did his BTech in 2015. And since then he has been working with the United Health Group UHG as a software engineer, right? So 2018 was his first attempt. Let me also tell you his marks. In phase 1 he's got 111 marks. So you all know that phase 1 has 4 sections and the total number of marks is 200. Out of 200 he got 111 marks. In phase 2 ESI he got 59 marks. In phase 2 English he got 70 marks. In phase 2 finance and management, he got 80.5 marks, a very, very good score in fact, right? So his total in phase 2 is 209.5 marks, including the interview marks, which is worth 50 marks, he got 39 marks. His total comes out to be 248.5 marks, which is actually the cutoff, the final cutoff this year, right? So he is the cutoff, fine. So he got 248.5 marks. So lucky enough for him. So let's start with his strategy so that the aspirants who are planning to appear for RBI Grade B 2019 or in the further years can benefit from his replies. So Hari, let's start with the phase 2 part first. Let me start with phase 2.
Okay.
Right, so we all know that phase 2 has 3 papers. It has ESI, it has finance and management, it has English.
Yes.
The English paper is worth 100 marks. The remaining 2 papers are also worth 100 marks. Let's start with FM first. Finance and management.
Yeah.
So you didn't have any background in finance and management.
No.
You're not an MBA.
No.
You're not from a commerce background. So how did you prepare for finance and management? And you got 80.5 marks. I think it's a very, very good score in finance and management. How did you prepare for that?
Yeah, the first thing is, everybody, for every aspirant, I'll say that stick the RBI syllabus like wherever you're studying, because they will give the detail like what all things you need to read, and stick to that basic like which all things you require like finance, not about FN like any other subject. Stick it to your wall study room and go one by one like topic by topic. And actually FM wise, I think. You follow any one course, like anything if you prefer, but one course is enough. Like if you find it detailed and everything. I followed. I got I didn't started FM before my phase 1. I started only after phase 2. So I don't.
So you prepared for FM after phase 1?
Yes.
Oh, great.
So I don't have any time for searching online and reading from online. So I subscribed to EduTap actually, and. I felt I never go with the second or third source because I don't have that much time or time luxury. I don't have I have only 2 hours in the morning or 2 hours in the evenings. So I felt I'll follow only one thing and I stick to EduTap actually completely. And the only one good thing I did is I took my friends help or other who are already taking from RBI from past 1-2 years. I learned from their experiences. So the thing is, you need to experience or you need to take help from the other guys. So I took their help, and the other thing is I also went through the mock tests of others. I took the mock test. Other education institutions also who are already my friends subscribed to other things. So I took their exams because they already written their exams. I just gone through the what is the pattern usually what are other things if any is missed, I am missed. But again, you can't go with 100% coverage anytime. You need to feel confident, you need to feel satisfied on the day you're going. And again, the problems, that is alien to me at least, because I'm not with finance anything. So the thing is, usually I'll follow, whenever, not about this exam, whenever any exam I write, I'll follow a probabilistic approach. that means it's a maximum scoring with minimal effort kind of things. So problems I felt it's not gonna fetch me what is a good return on investments. So I felt like okay, basic cheese मैं पढ़ लूँगा, but complex things, right? Even if you understand it, even if you take help from other people and you get it to understand, right? On the day of examination, for sure you will be confused or you won't be doing it. Rather than that, don't attempt in the first place. So I feel rather than going negative way, safe side is like good. But again, that thing only works if you are confident about rest of the 90%. If you feel confident 90%, you can leave the 10%. And I think my 80.25 score is like that only, because I didn't even attempt 10 to 12 marks because of I don't know about those, so I didn't attempt it itself.
So the point that he's trying to make is that you have to stick to one source, right, or 1.5 source.
Yeah,
I will not say 2 sources,
yes.
1 or 1.5. Right, it is up to you which course you want to take, which books you want to read, whether you want to take a course or not. It is entirely up to you, but you have to start with the syllabus.
Correct.
Do pin it to your wall, keep it on your study table so that you can read topic by topic and you do not deviate from the syllabus that is prescribed by RBI in its notification.
Correct.
You do not have to be a PhD in finance. You do not have to be a teacher of finance. You have to just crack the 100 marks of paper that RBI is going to ask you in the phase 2 of the examination. So the syllabus will come in handy, the previous year questions will come in handy, and any source that you decide has to be read from the topic point of view, from the syllabus point of view, and you have to revise it ample number of times so that in the examination hall you are able to recall what you have read instead of reading everything once and not able to recall anything in the paper. Right? Please.
If you prepare in multiple sources, right, the problem comes is you prepare from here and in the second source again you prepare the same syllabus, so that doesn't help you out, guys. Like you have to prepare end to end in one, then if you want to go for an overview in the second, that's like more than enough.
Right. So one base has to be there actually. You don't have to become a monkey and keep on
that is
hopping
like,
from one source to another. It's better that you complete one source, then you can add to that source if you want.
Yes.
Right. So that is for finance and management.
Yeah.
So please can you Hari, tell the people that who are not from finance background, it is quite achievable for them also.
Yes, because I'm not from finance, guys. Like I'm not from finance. Like
So if he is scoring 80.5 marks out of 100, and the other interviews that we did, people were from MBA background and they could not even score 80.5 marks. So it is clearly evident that it is your effort, it is your selection of source that matters in the ultimate score that you are getting. Right. Now coming to ESI, Pathari. Now ESI, as we all know, that most of the questions are based on current affairs.
Correct.
And there is no end to current affairs.
Correct.
So how can one prioritize using a probabilistic approach?
Yes.
How can one use that approach?
With my approach, I felt ESI is my third scoring subject in my phase 2. As see in my exam results also, it's 59. It's my least score in phase 2. The thing is, as a BTech like engineering background and I don't have any UPSC, I felt very weak in ESI. So that is like obviously. So I felt like I spent good amount in preparation, everything. But again, it didn't resulted like the marks I sought. But again, I'm pretty much happy with that 59 score. What I did is again, I don't have that much time to go through newspapers, editorials. I know those are like mandatory and those are the it's a 100% safety way of getting marks. But again, I don't have that much time luxury. So what I did is again, I used to go for monthly capsules like provided by few education like EduTap, iExam B, these people. But again, reading those also, it takes time. Like it's not like simply you can finish. And many people say that GK today is like that's a master source for GK. But when I started the GK today, I understood. Yes, this is a master, but I can't complete it. Like there's so much into that. So on the second day itself, I myself thought that okay, with this regular preparation, I can't I'll go nowhere because I'm not preparing for 24 hours. So I found I need to find a way. It's kind of unorthodox way or unconventional way to crack it. Otherwise, there is no point in. So what I did is I downloaded all the each month. What used to do if you say January, I'll download all the January capsules in the whatever in the market or best you select 3, 4. That is more than enough. What I used to do is I used to sort with the number of pages. Which is the least number of pages. Maybe it's 8 to 10 pages, I guess. First I read it that. The advantage you'll get is that 8 pages will contain the most important for that January. In the February, in the January second material, second source. What happens is important will be there, second important will be there. Important one, you don't need to cover the first one again. You will revise it.
Right.
And even if you, while the time of revising, what you will think is, okay, in the first source maybe there is a headline only, nothing more in it. In second source, there is a headline and some info. If you have the information in the first line itself, right, you won't read the second line because you will have you will have this thing on the headline. So by the time in the third file comes, right, the thing is you will have a good overview on it, and you will search for the least part, like which you would have neglected if it is there in the first place. So that way you can cover. I'm saying you, if you cover 3 PDFs or 3 things, right, you can cover GK today in 1 to 2 hours per month.
Right. So
that's
if a student has time, if he is devoting like 7 to 8 hours towards RBI, then what would you recommend he or she do for ESI?
ESI, I will say that for I don't know, like many people might have said it, but I think Ramesh Singh is like very good book because I don't have any basics like about anything like even finance terms like these things. So from the only good thing I did related to phase 2 before phase 1 is Ramesh Singh. I went through like most of the chapters which are already mentioned in RBI notifications. But again, see, the art of grade B, I cracked in first time, guys. Like I can say that art of grade B is art of living what all things are not necessary. Like that is a thing. Because once you know that, right, like you can crack it in first attempt itself. So even Ramesh Singh is also like very big book. Like you can't read it like once read. But the thing is, you need to read only selective, like very selective. Don't go year wise, like what happened in this year, what happened this year. Like ESI, I don't think they will go with static part.
Right.
Yeah. So have an overview about economy, like how things work, how are these things, like what are the terminology they will use it. So those are like very important while reading your current affairs.
Right. See, the static part will form your base.
Yes.
From that base, current affairs will develop.
Correct.
Let me take an example here. Let's say that you are talking about the chapter of national income. So if you are reading Ramesh Singh, or if you are reading our material, what we'll tell you is that we'll teach you about GDP. We'll teach you about what are different methods of calculating GDP. We'll tell you the base price. We'll tell you about market price. We'll tell you about factor cost. We'll tell you about the base year and their nominal prices, current prices, real GDP, nominal GDP, GNP, NDP. So these are all basic concepts. These are basic terminologies that you need to understand, so that if tomorrow there is a report that okay, this and this organization has said that in the coming year the Indian GDP will grow at 6.3%. You are able to make sense of that news because now you are clear with the basics. So people who are short on time, they do not have to go into the basics too much, that they end up spending a lot of time in understanding the basics only, because questions will not be coming from basics, questions will be coming from current affairs. So people who have time, they can spend time on reading and revising the basics. People who have lack of time, they should just skim over the basics and then directly jump to the current affairs, like Mr. Hari also did. He skimmed through the basics through Ramesh Singh, keeping in mind the syllabus, and then he skipped to the current affairs directly by reading the monthly PDFs of various institutes online.
Yeah.
Right. So this can be a good approach for ESI. And in our other interviews, we have talked about ESI current affairs in detail, be it government schemes, be it reports and indices, be it rankings. So that part also has to be covered. If you want to add something regarding the government schemes and all.
Actually, for that thing, right, apart from this current affairs, what I did is actually I subscribed to EduTap. So EduTap's there is a series of episodes will be coming about schemes and everything, and ranks.
Correct.
These two things I'll follow day by day. Like what are the videos uploaded today, I'll cover it day by day. I think those are like very small videos and very good because I don't need to search for schemes again separately because I don't have that much time. And one thing I did is the day before my interview, there is a complete bundle of schemes provided by EduTap.
This is a government scheme.
Government schemes.
Yeah.
I think it's some 50 pages, I guess.
Around 70 pages.
70 pages.
Yeah.
I think that I gone through day before interview. So that was like real helpful for me.
Right. And Hari, coming to the English part. The descriptive English part, it is worth 100 marks in phase 2. You have got 70 marks, which is a very good score this year.
Yes.
Right. So 70 is in fact a very good score this year out of 100. So can you please share what did you prepare for English? Did you prepare or not how should the aspirants prepare?
Yeah.
Because generally the aspirants will think that, okay, I know English. I don't have to prepare for English. So what will you say to them?
Yeah, actually same feeling I got.
You also got the same
Yeah,
feeling.
yes. The thing is, the day after I completed my exam, I felt that my English was on lower end. I felt I will be scoring less in English. But yeah, I got very good marks this year compared to this year standard. The thing is, while exam, I felt that I should have practiced English. But again it comes with practice, guys. Like I am working in like corporate, so I don't require like that much practice, I guess, because I need to write so many reports, like emails. So that might be the reason. But again, it comes with practice. It's not like you will be learning it in overnight. You need to practice, and I saw so many like Facebook posts, like they will write, like there are very good number of essays. Like I saw, like very much. I was like very much frightened also. Like these people are writing like so good essays. The thing is, like, don't go with, at least I didn't go anything with fancy terms. I kept to my basics. I used only economic terms. I never used any like fancy like terms. The problem with the fancy terms is, like, you need to express it in a very good way. It's not like you use the term and leave it. It doesn't like matter for you. So you need to use the terms which are like you're comfortable, which you can explain detailedly without any hiccups. And the one more thing is like spellings that are like you need to stick it. Rather than like going with the complex words, use the simple words which you know, like for sure the spelling of that word. That thing. And one more thing is word limit. I prefer sticking to the word limits. More like plus or minus 10 to 15 words, but again stick to the word limit. I think that's the reason they give the word limit. So you can't go beyond it. That is for essay. And precise writing, again, this comes with the practice. And while practicing also, guys, like, don't go with MBA of precise writing. That is of no use for us. Because I saw last 2 to 3 years papers. The precise contains of financial essays. It's not like MBA essays.
Right.
So you can like cut up that essay once you know how to read the financial news. If you don't know how to read the financial news, there's no way you can write a precise for that. If you read the MBA HR news, right, you can write for that, but you can't write for this. So practice only on financial like newspaper ka essays or financial newspaper ka precise writing. That will be very, very beneficial for you. And comprehension, again, there is nothing I did for comprehension.
Right. See, let me just summarize what he has just told. That first of all, English should not be taken lightly.
Yes.
Right. Many people will take English lightly. For people who are very, very good in English, they have been giving exams for the past many years. Fine, they can take it lightly. But for a new student who is appearing for RBI Grade B, who is thinking to appear for RBI Grade B, do not take English lightly, especially for the phase 2 part, because 100 marks, it is a low-hanging fruit. Right, so you have to pluck this fruit, right? So ES and FM will take a lot of time to prepare, but English will take less time to prepare. First thing is that. Second thing is that do not commit the mistake of equating English with only essay. English is not just essay, it is essay plus précis plus comprehension plus letter or report also. So in the previous years, if I talk about 2013, 2012, RB used to ask letter as well. It has not asked that in the recent years, but it can any day ask. Because it is not mentioning it in the syllabus that, okay, we'll be asking only essay, précis and comprehension, will not be asking letter writing or report writing. They can any day ask. So you have to prepare these 5 things. One is essay, second is précis, third is RC, fourth is letter, and fifth is report. These 5 things need to be practiced. The third important thing is that you don't have to have a vocabulary of Mr. Shashi Tharoor, right, to clear the essay, to clear the English part. So you do not have to use fancy words. You don't have to memorize all the difficult words. You don't have to memorize a dictionary, right? So that you can impress the examiner that, okay, I know so many words. Just write in simple, plain and lucid language, which is easily comprehensible by the examiner. That is the only requirement, that there should be congruence, there should be coherence, there should be a structure while you write the essay, and simple language, easy language, which one can easily read and understand. That is the basic requirement here, right? And this is regarding essay. And if we talk about précis, comprehension, letter, report, there are certain formats. There are certain rules. If you are familiar with those rules and formats, your English is done.
Yes.
Right. So this is all about the, I think, phase 2 part. Now coming to Hari, phase 1 part.
Yeah.
Now you have scored 111 marks, which is a good score this year. Let us talk about separately quant, reasoning, English as well as GA.
Yeah.
Please.
Again, GA, the same thing which I did for phase 2. I think I started it from phase 1. I will take multiple sources. Again, I will sort it out and I will read it. In that way, you can finish it like very good, because once you finish the lower, like less number of pages PDF, right, you'll have confidence saying that okay, January is covered. You'll get that feeling. If you start with GK today, the problem is it takes so much time to cover 1 month, and you'll have so much tension because you need to cover 1 year ka GA and you haven't covered 1 month. So you'll have a feeling that ye to nahi ho payega mere se, you'll get that feeling. So
confidence is important.
Yeah, that's what. Even if you read small things, right, like you'll have confidence. Okay, I completed 1 month. So that thing matters, right? Like that is like very good. Even one more thing about phase 2 I forgot. Finance and management I started in the last 15 days or 10 days, because the advantage you get with the management is by the time you will have less time, right? You will increase your efficiency.
You will not try to go deep.
Yes, management. I think it goes with the mugging up. I can say that.
This can backfire also. This can backfire also for people.
Yes. The problem with this thing, like you need to cover so many things, like and if you read it first, right, you won't read like much pages in 1 hour span, 2 hour span. But if you're at the end of the preparation, right, you can grasp whole PDF at a time. So
please follow this strategy at your own risk.
Yeah, of course. That's what I mean. These things are like those who don't have time, right? You need to spend quality of time, like ESI. The thing is, you need to spend good amount of time there, and you can't cover it in the end. You need to cover these things are in the starting only, because these are basics. In the interview also, you will be getting asked about ESI. They won't ask about FM at least. So you need to have the real basics of ESI. You need to spend time there. But with management is like if you don't have time, I'm saying cover it in the like little bit end, because where you will have so much your efficiency will increase. You will grasp like anything. So same thing goes for like first for Geo also. I covered like that only. So my thing was like very good GA at least. And for quantum reasoning, I stick to my, like I was during my campus placements and everything, I prepared it. So quantum reasoning, I was like that only. But again, quantum reasoning, what I did is I took like EduTapians and these people, what all possible questions they can expect, like profit and loss, these things. I sticked it to my wall, and I felt that okay, one by one I'll go. Rather than going with it like all at a time, it's not going to possible base. One by one, take one like profit and loss. Search for internet or like anywhere, what are possible questions you will get, and don't go for multiple strategies again. Stick to one. Like if you have multiple, right, you'll get confused in exams. What trick I need to use now? Go with one and remember it. Practice it with 5 to 6 problems. Done. Leave it aside. Go for the next one like that. Once you finish GA quant reasoning, again English. It's not like nothing hard syllabus is there. You need to prepare. The thing is, if you are good at reading newspapers, like these things, right, you'll be knowing like what is wrong in that sentence, like directly. So English again, practice only is a key for English, and the time management is very very important in the phase 1. Yeah, phase 1.
How did you divide your time? Which section did you pick up first, then second, and third?
The thing is, in the starting, as of I'm engineering and I'm very weak in GA, I started with quant and reasoning, and I felt I gave very like my score is very very less at the startings initially. I felt that this is not going to possible for me for this year, at least for phase 1 itself. So then I thought okay, in the first I thought quant and reasoning are my strengths, so I'll go with my strengths. But again, because the thing is, in any competitive exam, change is the thing. You need to change your attitude. I thought okay, this is not going to possible, because GA is the low hanging fruit, because it carries majority of marks and you can cover it in very less time in the exam. So you can't neglect it. It's not possible by neglecting GA you can crack grade B, guys. Like that is not possible. There is no secret formula for it. You need to learn. You need to mug up things, and you need to follow. Like I followed a T approach usually during phase 1. The thing is, you need to cover like whole breadth, like much of the GA syllabus. And when it comes to economic or finance, you need to go deep, which you can use it in phase 2 in the current news, because in phase 2 no one will ask basics. They will ask current activities related to basics. So while reading the phase 1 GA, you need to go in depth for economic and social issues kind of things, and for rest of the things you need to mug it up, like there is nothing secret formula in it. So while time management, what I did is 3 days or 4 days before the exam, I took again my friend's help, like for GA. I have EduTap and I took exam based phase 1. So for rest of the things, Holy Board also, many of my friends gave shared this thing.
Right.
So what we do is at least 3 to 4 days before I stopped giving mocks completely. What I did is I did only GA, like 1, 2, 3, 4 till 80. I went through GA, submit exam, just see my score. What the thing is, like quantum reasoning you can't learn in 2 days. Whatever you learn till now, that is done. The GA is like if you read one question before exam, right? Who knows, that might come in the exam and you will be useful plus 1 mark. So what I do is like cover maximum GAs, and the extra advantage I got is I got practice with that. Next. I covered it in like I guess 8 to 10 minutes. 8 to 10 minutes in my exam. That was my least, I can say. During any part of my mocks, I never covered it in 8 minutes. That was my least only in the mains, because last 3 days I covered only GA. Like next. So it will be finished immediately. And next thing I went through is quant. I felt quant was like this time easy in the second shift. Quant was a little bit on easy side. So I felt like quant I attempted, and then I went to reasoning. Reasoning I find it was like difficult. No, I felt although like it was on average to difficult side. And again there is like one of the best thing is I have very good friends, like I can say. One of my friends actually suggested to give me SBI PO. The thing is like I was working in corporate, so I was not that much interested to get SBI PO, but he said that it will be a mock for your RBI Grade B phase 1. Then I attempted. That was the best thing I did, because guys, I didn't clear prelims by 0.25 marks SBI PO, because I attempted only 58 questions, because the last year cutoff was less than 55, I guess. So I thought, okay, this was like beyond my cutoff. I am on safer side. I didn't attempt it because prelim score is not going to calculate it. Then I learned my lesson. I came to know if I haven't given SBI PO, I would have satisfied with 110 questions or 100 questions at least in RBI, because the cutoff is usually 79, right? So that is the extra advantage I got, and I felt okay, this time I'm not going to repeat that mistake. So I attempted, I think I attempted 140 to 155 questions. Guys, like you need to learn that thing while exam only. Whether the paper was easy or whether the paper was difficult, which component was easy, which component was difficult. You can't go directly saying that I will attempt only 10 questions in a quant, because last year cutoff is 8 marks.
So last year is not the only criteria. You have to see what is in front of you on the actual screen, that okay, this year the paper is easy, so the cutoff will increase. Right? So you have to think on your feet.
Right. And you shouldn't feel overconfident about the exam during exam. Like, okay, I done 12 questions, I'm done. No, because if it is easy for you, it's easy for others also. So there is no point in having that thing.
Right. So Hari has very comprehensively shared his strategy for phase 1, quant, reasoning, English as well as GA. Now Hari, one question that if people they do not have a good background in quant, reasoning, English, like you are an engineer, you are good with quant, reasoning, English. So people who have absolutely zero base in this, what will you tell them? How can they prepare for quant, reasoning, English?
Again, I'm saying you stick to one source, like whether it be EduTap or whether it be any source, like because quant, reasoning, English are like general. Many classes will provide, many bank exams like this will provide. Stick to basics, and I think go by topic rather than thinking of in the big scale, because topic by topic, the thing is like you will have simpler things to handle and you can handle it, and you have to practice that. It's not like you learn and you will limit. It won't work like that. Again in the exam you'll be getting confused. Okay, what I need to use now? You need to practice on that. Whatever the theory you learned, you need to practice like a number of times, like 5 times, or some people might take 10 times. But again, see, nothing is impossible for anyone. Like you need to sit and you need to work on it, like 10 to 12 times, and you need to get used to with that formula where you can use it in like. And don't go with, I will say, at least in my approach, don't go with the formulas which you can use it only in particular scenario. It won't work like that. Like you go with generic formulas, like where you can use it any problem. So that will help you out. Because if you're in a particular problem, again you will be getting confused in the exam only. There is nothing more than that.
So Hari is actually laying stress on topic by topic and point by point. He in phase 2 also stated that paste the syllabus on the wall and study topic by topic in phase 1 also. He's stressing the point that please read topic by topic. Now why do we tell you that you read topic by topic? Because this will give you closure. Right? If you are thinking of or visualizing quant as a whole and you're not dividing quant into say 15 topics, you will never be able to sleep peacefully at night thinking that I have to complete quant. if you have those 15 topics in front of you and you scratch one topic that okay, one topic I have done today, you will sleep peacefully. You will have closure in your mind that okay, one topic I have done. Tomorrow I'll do the second topic, then third day I'll do the third topic, and so on. And after 15 topics, my quant is done.
Yes.
Right? So that closure is very important because number one, that gives you confidence that I have completed my syllabus and now I am ready for the examination.
Correct.
That confidence will add to your marks. Right? There is a stark difference in a person's marks who is not appearing with confidence and a person who is appearing with full confidence. That confidence will also add to the marks. Right?
These are psychological tricks. Like you need to have this, you need to have this for extra advantage because everyone will prepare the same material. So you need to have some difference like that.
Right. And if you say I have to clear RBI Grade B, you're not dividing that RBI Grade B target into smaller mini targets.
Correct.
You'll never be able to achieve that final goal because you have not paved the process.
Correct.
So that process has to be made, those mini steps have to be made. Always do that in all your preparation, be it phase 1, be it phase 2, be it interview. And that thing has to be done.
Correct.
Now Hari, coming to one last question, how did EduTap help you in your preparation? Was it useful?
Yes, it was very useful for me because as I already mentioned, I didn't start phase 1 until notification came or little around notification. So I didn't have any time for phase 2 at least. So once I cleared phase 1, ESI basics, yes, I covered from Ramesh Singh before phase 2. So from the day I came in with the result about this phase 1, I felt even on the day after the exam also I was confident that okay, I'm going to clear phase 1. So phase when thought of preparing about phase 2, I was like a little bit can I clear it this time or not? That thing was there in my mind because I know about my FM preparation was 0 and ESI is like I don't have anything about schemes and everything. So I thought of a little bit on say. Then I felt okay, whatever I did, like there is no use if I don't give my 100% to phase 2. Then I felt like rather than going, I can't. In phase 1, I searched. I went through my self study. Phase 1, I didn't subscribe it to anything. Phase 2, I can't do it like because there is so much syllabus. Like you need to go particular thing, and I analyzed 2 to 3 courses little bit. Then I felt EduTap synced with my kind of attitude because I will go with point by point, syllabus by syllabus, like. I will say PDF by PDF, topic by topic, and EduTap sample material I saw. I felt kind of attached to my mindset. I felt okay, this is the place I need to have. So immediately I subscribed and I went FM cover to cover. Like I didn't go with I forgot the book name.
Prasanna Chandra.
Yeah. No, I never ever saw that books. Like I never went through because again seeing that and lowering my confidence, I don't want to do that. I kept stick to my FM syllabus from EduTap only directly. ESI I covered schemes and everything from EduTap. English I practiced 1 or 2 essays I guess, but again I don't have time. I didn't practice enough.
Now Hari, I just forgot the section of interview. Now, please tell us about your interview experience.
Yeah.
How was it? Because you have scored 39 marks,
Yes.
it's a decent enough score.
Yes.
How was your experience of interview?
Again, interview actually, I felt it was on lower end for me because I was not very much confident about my interview, how it went. And even my psychological thing also not good because there's a family disturbance before 3 days before the interview. I still haven't, so I felt I haven't given my 100%. But again, guys, like while like last, as I mentioned, like last 4-5 days before interview, was like I didn't prepare anything. It's like clean slate for me. So on the day of interview, I kept to myself saying that I don't know, I'm what do you say? Be yourself, like nothing more than that. Be yourself, like while answering the questions or while taking up the questions. If you don't know the answer, also just say it in a polite way. It's not like you will say I don't know. Like, keep it polite. And don't what do you say? Don't miss the simple terms, simple question because it's not a stress interview first thing.
It was very cordial.
Very cordial interview. Like it's a more of a discussion. So they'll start with very basic things. So if you are go wrong with that basic things, right? I think it will impact you in a very big thing. So I kept that basic things. I kept it simple and I discussed in a very good way. And when they went to complex a little bit, I felt it is out of my way. Like so, I immediately said that sorry sir, I don't know. I think I said that like I don't know for like 5 to 6 questions I guess. Like that is also on a stretch. It's not like in between. It's on a stretch. I said like I don't know. I don't have any idea. So guys, like keep your cool. That's all. Like don't tense. Keep your cool and just go, just be yourself. That's all like I can
So
say.
be humble.
Be humble.
Right,
It's
so-
not like
right.
that's all.
So if you try to be overconfident in front of the board, I think they'll grill you like anything. They'll
Yeah.
deduct your marks.
True,
So
true.
if you don't do anything, very
Ah.
politely says, "Sir, I apologize. I don't know the answer to this
Yeah.
particular question." Right. So they are checking your personality through your knowledge,
Correct.
but they don't expect you to know all the questions also.
Correct.
Right, because you have to join at the level of manager. They expect you to answer certain amount of questions, but they don't never expect you to answer all the questions.
Yeah.
Right, so humility is a very good key
Correct.
that you should always maintain. Any last words, any ending remarks you want to tell the students?
That's what, like, as you already know, like, this is my first attempt. So guys, like, don't demotivate yourself, like saying that you can't do it or it's very difficult to do. I know, like, I did it, so I'm saying it, but again, demotivating, it will creep in any of the phase, in between any of the phase, like whenever you are getting low marks in marks or when this thing, right, you will get that demotivation. But see, many of my friends, like when I was applying, they used to ask, like, there are only 60 seats, like, how can you do it in first attempt? So it was like very difficult. I used to say that, like,
I only need one seat.
I only need one seat out of those 60 seats. Let it be last seat. I'm very happy about it. I don't know why it happened to be last seat of and the cutoff. So guys, like, keep your confidence. Like, everything comes with time only,
Right.
time and efforts. So there is nothing like secret formula other than hard work.
Yeah. Thank you, Hari, for sharing your valuable thoughts.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And we wish all the students all the best, a very happy learning. If you have any query, you can call us on 8146207241. You can also write us a mail on hello@edutap.co.in. Thank you so much. All the best. Happy learning.
Yeah, thank you, EduTap. Thank you so much.